Hello there, fellow people of the internet. You are currently listening to The JJ Show. I'm your host, Jules, and on today's show we'll be discussing the sad and tragic death of Phil Walsh. We'll also be talking about the future of music media and how we're going to get those sweet tunes into our ear holes. And finally, will we ever find MH370? Up first, Australian AFL coach Phil Walsh has been murdered in his Adelaide home. The 55-year-old man was in a domestic dispute when he was reportedly stabbed multiple times. His son has been arrested and moved to a medical clinic where he is under heavy sedation. Now, when I first heard this, I thought this was like a huge shock. Personally, I don't watch football just because I don't get it, and I quite honestly don't find men kicking balls around for hours interest. But I can tell and feel, I can personally feel the sadness that is conveyed by the people of Australia. If you're overseas and you don't get AFL, Australian Football League, or something like that, yeah, that's it, yeah. It's basically football, but the Australian version. But yeah, this is really sad, actually. It was a huge shock. I remember I was just sitting down watching TV, and I heard this, I was like, oh my god, he's dead. And when they put the word murder in there, it really shows it was intentional. Like, they said he was murdered. I'm just like, wow, this is really, corrupt. This is wild. This is crazy, man. Who would do that? First of all, before we go anywhere, I don't get murderers. I don't get why people want to murder. There might be motives, reasons behind it, but I just don't get it. Now, on to our next story. The future of music media. So basically what we're talking about here is the future of how we're going to get those sweet tunes into our ear holes, as I said earlier. So basically, online music. Apple has been around forever, as we know, and iTunes has been around forever, and people have been buying music off iTunes forever. But I think we're in that point now in this world. Sound like an inspirational speaker. We're in this point in our world where we need to look out beyond the horizon. And we gotta look for new things. We don't always need to buy the latest music. What if we could just stream the music straight to our devices? Man, that would be amazing. Personally, I think it's heading towards the streaming because I know myself, I use Spotify a hell of a lot. It's a lot easier than I never bought anything off iTunes. No, scratch that, I did, but they were free, and they sucked, actually, just because they were free. There was some sort of, stock music or something like that. I was looking for study music, don't even ask me. This is year 5. I hate that year. So I was trying to buy stock music to help me listen to something while I study, because studying's really boring and you gotta listen to something. So I got this thing. I was like, oh, this looks okay. Yeah. So I bought it, and this wasn't free. This was $1 or something like that. Yeah, it just sucked. I don't know. They sounded like ripped off Mozart things, something like that, and I just didn't like it at all. It was really, really bad, and it made my ears bleed. That's when you know something's bad. As soon as your ears start bleeding, get them the hell out of your ears. That's pretty serious. So streaming, yes. Apple's caught hold of this because they're making Apple Music now, which is good. I think sorry, I'm babbling on here a bit, I know. Streaming music is really the way to go because streaming allows you to select anything you want to listen to in the world besides Taylor Swift's music. Any music in the world, and you can just play it and stream it there. Okay, so up next, will we ever find MH370? This is one of those things that I think about quite a bit. When I first heard of this back last year, I think it's crazy how they could lose a plane just like that. And it scares me because I have a fear of flying. Let's get into that. I have a fear of flying. This is the strange part though. This is really strange. I love planes. I don't know, I just flippin' love plane, but I have a fear of flying. If I get into a plane, my first thought is, am I gonna crash today? Am I gonna die today? What if I crash, but I survive? And then I start thinking, what would I say if I got chosen to do one of these cheesy American documentaries about it? And then, they interview the people, and the people are just like, and I heard this big crash and a boom, and really scared the crap out of me. Oh my god, but the toilet was black, so I couldn't go there. I mean, I've had some weird experiences on planes. One time I was flying to Philippines and we were landing down in an airport, small airport for a really big city, might I add, which is crazy because it's like massive city, like millions of people live there, and it's got like the smallest airport I've ever seen. It was really scary because we were about to land, and you could see I was like, for some reason on all these flights, I was positioned next to the engine, which I really hated because I was just thinking there's fuel in there and there's going to be a fire. I'm the first one who's going to die. So that was my thinking. And I was looking down as we're landing, and the plane is getting so close to the ground, I can't see the runway, obviously, because I'm looking on the side. And these houses are literally like 5 meters above us. 5 meters. And we were about to like touch the ground, and then all of a sudden the houses stopped appearing and we touched ground. And when we touched ground, there were sparks coming out of the engine. That scared the crap out of me. I was like nudging my dad. I was just like, Dad, can you see that out there? Do you see those sparks out the engine? Do you think we're gonna die? Do you think, is there gonna be like a big fire? Because like the fuel's in there as well, so I mean like we're screwed. And my dad's just like, you know, Jules, there's nothing to worry about. It's okay. We're not gonna die. I didn't believe him. I mean, it was scary. Like, you're in a plane, and you're going God knows how fast, and you just landed, and there's sparks coming out of the engine, right next to the wings, which is full of fuel. That, might I add, if you don't know, fuel is flammable. So, I mean, I was really scared. But we made it out of there alive. And also, on that same trip, we're on a holiday, by the way, to the Philippines. On the same trip, we're going back, Sydney Airport. This was on the news, apparently, when we came back to our house, that... This is so funny. We were waiting for a flight to go back to our town, and there was Sydney Airport. This is crazy. I don't know how this happened. Apparently, it was also... Yeah, I already said this. It was on the news. The main computer, or the scheduling thing in the airport that schedules all the flights and everything like that, somehow got corrupted, or it just shut down forever. Like, it was just like, nope, I'm not gonna do this anymore. No, I give up, Gary. Nah, man, I've been doing this for like, 7 years now? Oh, God. So, yeah, that's my impersonation of the computer. So, the computer gave up, and, yeah. So, I remember I was stuck in there, and we had to wait anyway, because, our flight was, I think, 6 o'clock that day, and we arrived there from Philippines 6 in the morning. So, we had to spend 12 hours in the airport already. And there were problems with the computer, which would cause delays, massive delays. So, I mean, that was funny. I remember, because I remember this. This is one thing I'll never forget. Every 5 minutes, this is one of those things that just because it repeated itself, it's embedded in your mind forever. 12 hours in Sydney Airport. Oh man, great. I have great memories of this. It was like every 5 minutes you could hear this announcement going, "Attention, ladies and gentlemen, there is a problem with our computer system in Sydney Airport. Please take the moment to secure yourself, as there are some possible delays. We apologize for any inconvenience this may have caused. Thank you for coming to Sydney Airport." I'm just like, I'm not going to be coming here this next time. 12 hours already, plus another 2 or something like that. And it was 8 o'clock. And it was an hour, or an hour and 45 minutes to get back to where we lived. So, by the time we got home, it was about 10 o'clock. 10:30, I don't know, I'm not good at maths. I just did this on the side. I am horrible at maths, by the way. That's for another video. Back to MH370. MH370. Now, last year, they were going all over the place about this. It was like the biggest story of the year. Where is MH370? Ooh, Illuminati, blah, 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 blah. It's in the Bermuda Triangle, da 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 da. conspiracy theorists were like all over the place with this one. Me personally, I think it's out there somewhere. It has to be out there somewhere. I was thinking, I don't know why, this is me last year. I was so weird last year, still am. For some reason, I thought that they had crash landed in a jungle somewhere, like in Vietnam or something like that. I don't know why, like somewhere in Vietnam, and they were like in the jungle where no one lived, and then they would find them, and it'd be a story of like, I don't know what the moral would be. It'd just be like, well, the lesson of this story is, don't crash. And it was crazy, because Australia, my country, we were just going nuts over it. We were helping the Indonesians, the Malaysians. I get confused between the two. We were helping the Malaysians, the Malaysians, Malay. I can't say this. Malaysians, Malaysians. Yeah, we were helping the Malaysians. That doesn't sound right. Oh, God. Okay. We were helping the Malaysians. Basically by using radar and satellite technology to locate. And we were scanning, like, the whole of the Indian Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, and, like, everywhere. Just absolutely everywhere, and they found no trace. And eventually, it just sort of slipped out of the headlines, the story. MH370. Will we ever find it? Nobody knows. Thank you for listening to this episode of The JJ Show. We'll be back next week for some more comedic entertainment. I'm sorry that Josh couldn't make it today. He is now coming back from where he was before, and he's now going to Sydney, so it's just crazy. But yeah, thank you guys for watching The JJ Show. I just repeated myself. I repeated myself a lot in this video. I hope you enjoyed, and until next time, stay cool. Bye-bye.